Hello, YouTube. Welcome to session 6 of the Knights of Dawn. The party last time was on a work trip, picked to evaluate their skills and independent work. They were taken to a small mining village who has been having some troubles with mysterious disappearances of the most powerful magic users. The only clues was the talk of glowing purple creatures and the old abandoned mine, which the party decided to venture off to investigate. Upon searching, they decided to enter through the natural waterfall cave side instead of the mine fronts, and were quickly located by a large insectoid creature with purple glowing spines, who quickly attacked the party. After defending themselves, they quickly learned that magic was being flung back at them, while having a much smaller effect than it should. After defeating the creature, they scouted further ahead when Sid's familiar was spotted and quickly slain, which alerted the deeper caverns to an intruder. And the party was quickly then charged by enemies. And we left off in the middle of combat last time. Let's drop you guys over on the map.
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk to you about my familiar, and then I forgot.
Okay, should all be focused centered there. Everyone can see fine?
Yep.
Let me double check. Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So let's start this round off with Silas then.
All right.
Let me pop up the creature again for everyone so they can see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a sliver.
A little bit.
Go here. And
It's either that or a tyrannid.
I would say it's probably closer to a Tyrannid.
Oh shit.
Remember, I did say whoever won that fight was gonna.
let's see.
Don't know what the rest of that sentence was, but okay.
Was gonna invade the world.
I'm gonna attack.
Oh crap. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's see.
Gonna attack?
Yeah, that's definitely a miss, I'm pretty sure. I will swing again.
That one will hit, yes.
Okay.
Are you two-handed or one-handed? I can't remember.
One-handed.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have declared before I rolled.
You're fine. I feel like
You're
you have a
usually
shield,
sword
right?
forward, right?
Yeah, I do have a shield.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. We haven't played in like a month.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Which one is this? This is this one.
Hello.
Hey, and Suno.
All right. Go ahead and attack. Get some leftover advantage. I'll use it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do have the advantage. Because cutting words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silvery
Or
barbs.
silvery barbs. That's
Silver barbs.
Yeah.
You love us with silver barbs.
7 damage. Okay.
And forgot. Like, divide. More stuff coming, so I will throw out bonus action.
Nice.
I need a token. Is there
Oh,
anything I can use for a
spiritual.
token?
Um.
With a party token.
Yeah,
Perfect.
go ahead and drop that. That's fine. And you can control it.
Oh wait, I probably can't. Hold on. Right there.
Sweet.
Whack. Yeah. Now that's my turn. Cool turn. That was a really effective spiritual weapon, man.
It's a really good one. Yeah.
Okay. Sid.
Can you describe to me what this terrain, this wall, this floor, like, because like this yellow line I recall means that there's a drop off. Is it like what kind of terrain?
It looks like it is a layer of like sediment, dried sediment from water, as if the water had been higher at one point.
Okay.
But it does look like there's a lot of like rocks and gravel and stuff.
Theoretically, I have mold earth. Theoretically, if something were climbing up this, I could say if this guy decides to climb up this wall, if I hold mold earth, can I rip the ground out from underneath him and make him fall? That is my plan. If that seems like something that I would be able to do from your perspective, otherwise I will do something else.
The upper areas you're standing on is more of a stone.
But like the cliff side right here, like if this guy were to try and climb up the cliff, if I use mold earth underneath his feet, would it have a chance of dropping him back into the chasm?
Based on what you remember from seeing through your familiar's eyes,
Mm-hmm.
these
They're too good at climbing.
These things kind of defy gravity with their mobility. It's almost as if they fly.
Okay. See, this is why I confirm things like that. So pushing them off the cliff doesn't seem like it's gonna actually do us too much good.
It might delay them, yeah, a little bit.
Right.
Now, if you cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter and someone else pushes him off, then that's debatable.
So, okay. What I'm gonna do is so I've moved 10 feet from here. I'm gonna move to right here, like directly in front of the dude.
Okay.
And I'm gonna smack him with a booming blade. So I'm using booming blade, so I have to roll an attack. See if this rolls correctly. So a 27 to hit.
That'll hit.
I would have been wielding it two-handed because she doesn't have a shield. Her initial, I don't believe she does any initial booming blade damage until later levels. Let me check. At the spells, at 5th level, oh, it does an extra d8 of thunder damage. So it does the extra d8. So,
Okay, that's the 3.
yeah, so it does 12, and then it does 3, and then if it moves again, it does 5. However, it takes an extra 3 damage from my bludgeoning because of my Genie's Wrath. And if I deal bludgeoning damage, I shove something 5 feet away from me. So I'm pushing it off the cliff.
Okay.
And if it moves voluntarily, well, actually, let me read Booming Blade specifically.
It's gotta be voluntary.
Let's see.
You lose Sassy?
What?
If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more before the beginning of my next turn. So basically, if it steps up to close distance on me, it takes more damage.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my turn. I smacked it real hard and did 18 damage to it with my quarterstaff. That feels pretty good.
Nice.
On the triggering magic damage, I need you to make a dex save.
Yeah, that's a thing I forgot about.
Meanwhile.
Well, I got a
Okay.
15. Pretty
Okay.
solidly a 15.
Okay, you're fine.
Nice.
That's good.
Okay, and you're all done then?
And that would be my turn. I think I'm technically concentrating on something. I have a purple marker and a yellow marker, and I don't remember which. I think the yellow is concentration, but I don't know what I would have been concentrating on.
You're concentrating on something. Purple means you've been targeted by the creature. Something.
Was it Dragon's Breath?
Oh, no, create bonfire. Or is that not a concentration?
It is, but I don't think I still had it. I don't think I had it up still.
You had it right here.
Is that the bonfire?
Yep.
Oh, that would make sense. Oh, that's right. I was using it to aim where the thing was, probably. Where they were coming from.
To light up the area so we could see.
Yep. Okie dokie. Yep, concentrating on bonfire. We're good.
Okay.
Since the enemy's turn, I just went ahead and threw down a roll for Spirit Guardians, which is still running.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And what's the DC? 16? It fails, so it's 8 damage. Make a dex save.
Alright. These deck saves. Deck save.
19, you're fine. Okay.
We got some background noise coming in off someone.
Probably me, because the boys are watching Ratatouille. Hold on.
I knew I recognized it. Everyone else is like the background noise. I'm like, yes. What movie is it though?
Yeah. Okay. What is he gonna do? He's gonna swing twice at Insuno. 12 and 17.
Both miss.
Okay. Okay.
17's are close.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's a lot of damage.
Okay, we're up to Sassy.
Hmm.
I believe in you, Sass. Do it, Sassafras.
All right. I will
Out of
take
death.
notice that I will take notice that we seem to be having some backlash when we use magic. So I will step up with my pot and I'll look at the whatever it is and I will say, I have been told to hit them where it hurts. So I am aiming for your approximate genital area. And then I'll throw it at it.
I love
Yeah. Thank you. Da 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 da. Which one? Oh yeah, that one. Huh? 18?
That hits.
I'm so excited for you!
Only the pot works, guys. Only the pot.
Amazing.
4 damage.
That's 4. Okay.
Oh,
You
And
clobber it, and it kind of like, ah.
okay. After this fight, I might need to talk to you about
Quick.
my familiar.
Quick question.
Yes.
That pot damage includes you have it enchanted with your whatchamacallit, right? Your artificer thing?
I do.
Because I vaguely recall it was supposed to be +3 to damage, not +2 to damage. But I could be wrong.
So
I just remember it was wrong at one point.
I
Oh,
basically I talked to Dan
Mhm.
about it. And we made an agreement just to make it a bit easier on me.
Mhm.
Now, do I remember the specifics of said agreement now? No. No, I do not. But I remember having a talk with him. So right now I'm using my ranged weapon pot.
That, you know what? That's fair. As long as we've got it, as long as you're using the right one, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I think I am. So, yeah, that unless we really feel like Insuno needs some healing, that's my turn. To me, does it look like Insuno's hurting really bad?
and you can see my bar.
I can.
Got more than half.
Okay. I just didn't know how much Insuno would feel that he's hurting. Because, some characters, they'd, take, as much as Sid's taken, and they're like, oh my... Yeah, I get it. And I didn't know where Insuno stood on that pain tolerance line. But I will say I will not kill you then.
Okay.
For now.
Silas.
That'll be my turn, yeah.
You can finish him.
Move up and swing my sword. Maybe.
Maybe. 16 will hit, and that will kill.
All right.
Yeah.
Far down is that? Yellow line.
About, I think it's 20 feet.
Pretty far.
So he's down below. Ooh, what is that?
Mouse down there? Oh, gotta look.
Hmm.
Oh, there is something there. I can't really see it though. I'll see in the shadows.
We'll go there. And I'm gonna try and throw a javelin. At this guy.
Nice.
The big guy?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
My turn.
Okay. He's gonna burst up here. He didn't like that javelin.
I'm sure.
So as he's climbing up, his tail's gonna lash out at you. That's going to miss you, and then one claw is going to go at Insuno. For a 14, that'll miss too.
Miss.
Okay.
The mystery. Hello. Hey. Oh, Daisy.
Okay, Insuno.
Hey, did I see that zip by?
You did see
You
him
did
run
see him
along
zip
the...
I can still see him.
Nice. All right. Well, I mean, I have a creature right on top of me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just attack. Hey, but we really have a nice flanking going on here, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna make use of that advantage. Mace round.
Nice
Yeah.
24.
6 points damage. Then I don't even have to reposition my spiritual weapon. I mean, I will though. Just why not? Let's move it so it's floating on the opposite side.
Also, technically, that critter came into the spiritual shenanigans. Did it take spiritual shenanigans damage?
I should do that too.
Roll
Have some.
for spiritual shenanigans.
That requires me taking more deck saves, but whatever.
I mean, yeah.
Let's roll that. But you were correct. 7.
Okay, deck save.
Hands. Deck save.
Okay.
Deck saves.
You'll get hit with 4 points of radiant damage.
Okay. And minus 4. Cool. And then spiritual. Weapon. All right. Normal first spiritual weapon. Best.
Okay. You all done?
I'm all done.
Hey, Sid.
Okay. Gonna run back over here. That's 25 feet.
Okay. You're leaving its threat range, so it's gonna swing at you.
It has.
It has a
fire
10-foot range?
It does for its tail.
Alright. Silvery barbs.
Okay, let me re-roll that.
again.
12.
12 will miss. My AC is 13 right now because of mage armor.
Cool.
And I will give myself the advantage. How steep and how far down is this drop?
It's basically a 20-foot drop.
I couldn't, like, slide down with a chance of not taking damage, could I? Can I roll to try and not take damage?
It's steep enough that it's most likely going to take the 1d6 damage.
But if I get down there, I'll be in melee with this thing, right?
Yes.
I will do it. I'll take the damage. I will slide down. Can I at least roll to see if I take partial damage? I don't have great stats, so it's not likely, but...
Go ahead and roll on athletics.
Woo!
Roll. Hey, 19.
Yeah, I got strong. I'm athletic as heck.
At least you are right now.
I mean, I have a +4 to my athletics because my gloves of big strong.
I'll say you can reduce 1 of the damage. You'll take 2 points.
Excellent. Let me make this real quick. Lol. Well, I'm no longer concentrating on the fire. So I took 2 damage.
Yes.
There we go. Perfect. Well, now I'm in melee with this person. It doesn't really matter that I lost concentration because I'm about to do some shit. I'm gonna cast Earth Tremor. Basically, I'm gonna block off. Right, I'm gonna hit so that it's like this. Let me actually link the text of the spell. You cause a tremor in range. Each creature other than you in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a fail, they take bludgeoning damage and knock prone. If the ground in the area is loose stone or earth, it becomes difficult terrain. So basically, I'm hoping to knock this guy over and block off this section so that it's difficult terrain for them to get past.
Okay. He does not fall prone.
Okay. But that is now considered difficult terrain. Either
Yes.
way. And I'm in melee with this person. That was movement, that was a spell. And I have 1 Blade Ward left. I'm gonna use it as a bonus action. I have 1 bonus action version of it left, so I have reduction to other stuff.
So you're casting okay. So you did cast Earth Tremors.
Blade Ward is a cantrip.
Yes. When you're casting Earth Tremors, I just noticed that he's a Mage Slayer. He has Mage Slayer, so he gets to make his opportunity attack against you.
Okay.
I'm not seeing the whole guy.
He misses.
He does miss.
I'm glad he missed, because 22 psychic damage sucks. But yeah, let me real quick. How big is my?
And as you see him, you see this guy here. He's wearing that mask, and it's like, he's not actually wearing armor. It's kind of like wearing robes, but the mask is completely covering his face.
Okay.
Is what you're seeing. And it's kind of glowing the same purple as the insectoid creatures.
Good to know. Let me double check. Earth Tremor is not concentration. It's good. I'm just trying to see how big the area of this thing is. It says that it has a range / area of 10 feet. So is it... You cause a tremor in the ground. Each creature other than you in the area makes a dex saving throw. On a fail, they take bludgeoning and then are knocked prone. If the ground in the area is loose, it's difficult terrain. But it doesn't actually say how big the difficult terrain is. But it says that the range is a 10 feet. So is it like a 10-foot... Like... Oh,
Just a sec.
like that much? Nor am I terribly drawn. This way. Not that color.
Oh, interesting.
That is so cool.
That's basically, I think, the area of the spell.
Oh, on a side note,
Yeah,
when
that's
the guy darted around, and
yeah.
did he walk through my?
You're
spirit
20
guardian?
feet up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he
That's
would have cleared it.
Just want to double check.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Anything else? Blade Ward. So
So I just have resistance to stuff.
bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. This is
Another one. Somewhere.
Uh-oh.
And then Sassy
Yes.
from behind.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. From behind.
It's
shit.
not. It can't make. It's not in range to use its claws, so it's gonna make a tail attack against you. 27.
Shit.
Oh, it's a critical hit.
Oh, Scheisse. Okay.
I
Can I
would
silvery
silver barbs
barbs
if I can't.
Yeah, you can't see
Can I
it.
silver barbs that? Or can I see that?
You can see it, Insuno.
Oh, okay. I'll silvery barbs it.
Yay.
25.
That's not a critical anymore.
Not a critical. But 20 piercing damage, Sassy,
Oof.
and you are grappled as the tail kind of like wraps you up.
Okay. I am not looking good. Let me update that. She is a squishy girl.
I'm gonna give Sassy the advantage.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay, and then we're moving on to Sassy.
Okay.
Have advantage.
I
What are you
have
gonna do?
advantage. And I'm being grappled by this lovely creature right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This changes things. Do I have any touch spells?
Inflict
Oh, you
wounds is a
did.
touch spell, but it
Yeah.
also will
Drop it back at you.
zap it back at you. And if you're grappled, I don't know how you handle dex saves.
You can still make deck saves as long as you aren't. There's a couple of things. Could be disadvantaged though, I don't know.
You have disadvantage on dex
Yeah.
saving throws.
It's not great.
Whoops.
What to do?
It's like these things were designed to kill spellcasters.
Oh, that's messed up. I can't cast a spell and fight.
No.
Okay. The one thing
And-
that really drives me nuts about spellcasters.
I mean, you can if the spell is a bonus action spell.
Oh, that is true. Yes.
If the casting time of the spell, such as Healing Word, is a bonus action spell, you can cast that spell and still fight.
The spell I am looking at is not.
Bonus action. Okay.
Yeah. but it might be helpful. And yeah, I in a way am already prone, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to cast Grease underneath me and the creature.
Okay.
Right?
Amazing.
Yeah. And then I don't think I'll be able to wriggle my way out. But oh no, I'm gonna cast Grease underneath me and the creature, and I'm going to start lathering myself with it. So I can slip out.
Pretty amazing.
I don't know if I can try and get out this turn, but if I can, I will try. If not, I'm getting all lathered like one of those sexy ladies you see in magazines, except I'm a robot. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That was my turn.
Okay, Silas.
Okay. All right. Let's see. The Sassy's being over there. I've still got this guy. All right. Swing it with my sword. Gonna be advantage because of flanking.
Nice.
Nice.
That'll hit for 12.
Swinging again, and that's terrible.
Oh.
Two bad
Yeah.
rolls. If you could have like taken the 20 from the second roll and swapped it with
Eh. Oh well.
that's what it is.
Okay. Y'all done, Silas?
Yep.
Okay.
DM, before you go to the next person. It's their turn. Oh, somebody did the 10-foot radius thingy.
Yep.
Thank you. I just realized we both need to make dexterity saving throws.
You can't get it under both of you because of their distance from you. So I'm gonna assume you put it under them, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. He would have fallen prone. You're still...
But you said I'm grappled?
Yes.
Am I grappled by the tail?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, got it. Would I still be able to lather myself with the residual grease?
We can say it contextually,
Okay.
but yes.
Okay, got it. That makes a bit more sense. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. I'm good
You're
now.
fine. It needs to make a wisdom save, yes?
Dexterity. Oh, was
No.
that not for me?
Not
Sorry.
for you, no. It'll make it save 10 damage. So, Insuno, go ahead and make a dex save.
Did.
Oh, you did? Okay. You'll take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it's going to double claw at Silas. 24 and 27. Oh no, 29. It's not. You don't have advantage. So the 24 is the only one that hits, right?
Yep.
Hey, 20 slashing damage.
Ouch.
Okay. And then we're moving on to this guy.
You big. I got your bar.
What is he gonna do?
Great question.
Well, now that he's engaged, he's going to make 2 knife attacks at Sid.
Ah!
Didn't even buy you dinner or anything. Go straight to the knife attack.
25 and a 17.
Yeah. I believe I already silvery barbs this round because he used an attack of opportunity on me. That counts as my reaction for the whole round.
Yep, until your turn.
So, yeah, that sucks. Both of those hit.
So
I might be down, y'all.
36 damage.
36?
Yep.
Yeah, I am at -2, y'all. I'm
0,
down.
0.
Okay. After that, he's going to turn and start running. He can get to there.
Can't even see where you are, so I didn't see this happening. You're in the shadows.
I went from full to dead
Oh, yeah.
in one round.
Oh shoot!
It's a dying. You're not dead.
Well, true.
I would come and heal you, but I too have no idea what's going on,
Yeah.
and I am stuck.
Silas, can you see her, Silas?
No.
I can
likely.
see that. But no, I cannot see.
You
yeah.
actually
Yeah, I can
would
actually
have
see
been
her.
able to see that. So you did see her fall down.
Okay.
The fact that it was psychic damage and not slashing damage absolutely fucked me. Like,
Yeah.
I did my resistance to... I thought it was gonna be, like... I didn't think it was gonna...
Yep.
Yeah.
You noticed as you were getting stabbed that the dagger was a glowing purple dagger.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And Suno, it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do what I can here. Let's start with his attack. Advantage. Creature. Well,
Good thing you had advantage.
Advantage.
what was that? Wait.
Flanking?
Is that a critical? Oh, it's
Yeah.
a critical. Sweet.
So that's 10 damage.
Per pal. Okay. Now, what do I do with my bonus action? Jeepers, jeepers. Okay. Because I can't see you. So I'd say for my bonus action, I am going to do some healing on Sassy.
Yeah.
Sassy gets 12.
Oh, nice. I will add that.
Your bars looks closer to the rest of ours, which are at half.
Yeah. Okay, let me put that down. Add that healing.
And that's my turn.
Oh yeah, because you have to use your bonus action for the other. Okay.
'Cause otherwise, I'd have to use my bonus action for the spiritual
Okay.
weapon, so it doesn't get to go.
Sid, go ahead and make a roll if you want to do it a private roll.
Mm-hmm. Is it slash... What is it?
I think it's /GM.
And then... Is it /GMR? For roll? Like, or...
Let me scroll up and see. It says /GR, and then you space and then type in the.
Gotcha. I got it.
But if you're doing it off of D&D Beyond, you can also make it a private roll.
Okay. No one could see that, right?
I didn't
Nope.
see anything.
Okay, cool. All right, go ahead and mark that spoopy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The one holding
Good.
Sassy.
That does look a lot better. You're at least like in the half ballpark with
Oh
Three
yeah.
of us I can see.
He's gonna stand up.
And fall down again.
Make one attack at Sassy.
Oh, it has to make a. I believe when it starts its turn in that area, it makes another dexterity. Let me double check.
What was the DC?
When the grease appears, saving throw. Creature enters the area or ends its turn.
Oh, at the end of its turn. Okay.
Yeah.
So it stands up and 16 to hit you.
Yep. That hits.
Okay.
Well, you're still slightly ahead.
I'm
you got healed for 12.
squishy.
It actually has advantage on you because you're restrained from the grapple. But it's both hit, right?
Both?
There's only one attack coming at you, sorry.
Okay.
10 damage.
10 damage?
Yes. And then at the end of its turn, it fails its save and falls
Okay.
prone again.
Yay! Take that, bastard.
Hey, Sassy, your turn.
My turn. Okay.
You took 10 damage. After getting healed 12.
Yay!
So I'm not positive.
Okay. Let me fix that. Shh.
Oh, it would have moved forward.
Dealing with a lot of wet things right now.
Oh, hey, that means it's in.
That is true. Let me roll it
Okay.
save.
Roll that. Mitch. Brilliant.
Okay. It saves. You make a dex save.
Okay. I'm hitting myself more than anything else is hitting me.
So you'll take 3 points of damage. What are we thinking, Sassy?
Oh, always caught in the middle of doing really time-sensitive shit. Well, I'm gonna try and get out. I'm gonna grease myself up and try and get out.
Athletics or acrobatics check of your choice.
Okay?
Your DC is 15.
You have advantage because you haven't used your silvery barb's advantage yet.
Oh, good.
You
Well, you
are
got it.
out.
Yay! So, does
No
that
longer
count as
grappled.
one action?
That is your action, yes.
Oh, okay. Alright. Oh, wait, I will use my bonus action to heal Ansuno. 2 seconds. Blend. Okay. Yeah, I will heal him for 5.
Looks like it's 9. Oh, 5. 5, you're right. What is that? Oh, what is the alchemical solvent part of that? It says total healing's 9. Is healing then alchemical savant healing 4, total healing 9?
I have no clue.
I believe that is one of your subclass features.
Plus 9.
Well, that is just great.
When you cast a spell using your alchemical supplies as a spellcasting focus, you gain +4 bonus to one roll of the spell. It must restore hit points or be a damaging roll that deals acid, fire, necrotic, or poison damage. So you get to add +4, which is your intelligence modifier.
Nice.
Okay. And then I will look around and I will. Oh, well, that won't help. But I will go ahead and call for Sid because I don't see them.
You probably saw me jump off a cliff a few seconds ago.
Sid, are you dead yet?
Well, you
I
don't hear a response.
Understood.
Okay. Silas, it's your turn.
All right.
Correction, she would have said expired.
Nice. All right, so now I've kind of been clued in that shit has gone down.
Ooh, hoo, hoo.
Very good.
Oh.
Ooh,
That was a crit.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Remember, you can choose to smite after you crit.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't see its health bar, so I have no idea how much hit points it has.
I don't know either.
It's about half health, and we've done some significant damage. We've done over 20.
I got it.
You burning a smite?
I am.
For first level.
What spell level we burning?
Just one.
First level?
Yep.
Okay. So that's 2d8.
Oh yeah.
So another D8.
So another 8 damage. Okay.
And second attack.
That'll hit.
Nice.
Two solid hits.
Yeah.
He's gonna be pissed off at me.
Yes.
We'll
yes.
see.
It definitely seems mad at you.
Alright, that's my turn.
Okay. It's gonna turn and make 2 attacks at you.
Started its turn, and Silvery Barbs. Take that.
Ooh.
You said silvery barbs. I assume
I'm
you
sorry, I meant
Spirit
Spirit Guardians. I did.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good spells that I have.
It fails its save.
Nice.
You go ahead and make a dex save.
Sure. I don't necessarily get burned. Hopefully I'll actually roll good this time. Nope.
Okay.
So stand there like an idiot.
Um,
Got him. Ow.
that's 8 damage.
Okay.
Alright, so the 2 attacks at me for
One was a 13, one was a 19
the 19 will hit me.
for 13 damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Okay, and Suno, your turn.
Okay. For my action, I'm going to attack. I want to waste that advantage.
16 will hit for 4 damage.
Points of damage. Well, I wish I could do a little bit more, but as pressing things, I am go for my bonus action. God. Bonus action, I'm going to Misty Step since I didn't hear a response back from Sid. And I know they jumped down here, so I'll just.
You do have to teleport to a place you can see. Just
I am.
okay, good.
But if I'm down here, I was like, and I'm looking for you, and there you are. I've used my action and bonus action, but I can walk up to you. Be ready for next round to assist you.
Okay. Sid, go ahead and make a roll.
E. Oh,
Okay, mark it.
ye.
Sassy. It's standing up and going to attack you. That's a critical hit.
You
That's
need to
it.
stop with the crits, bruh.
Sorry.
Wait, I can actually see. I have a line of sight on Sassy. I'm
You
gonna
do
see
not
who-
because you're 20 feet down.
Oh, you're right. I'm 20 feet down. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm only going off of what I
Yeah.
can see.
No, there's not a way to
Yeah,
do
that's
elevation, so
Yeah. All right, never mind. Sorry.
I will survive. Maybe.
but
You just took 27 damage.
I think you're at 0.
Yeah, I am.
okay.
Then right before I go down, I will say, error. Error. And then I'll just kind of fall forward, like the animatronics do. Just kind of like limply bend forward with my pod in hand.
Sassy broke.
It slips and falls again. Sassy, go ahead and make a death saving throw.
How do I do the thing?
Type /GR space 1d20.
And
And
do I
enter.
do it into Roll20?
Yeah, do it on the roll 20.
Okay. So
/GR space 1d20.
GR?
Yes.
Correct.
Is it uppercase or lowercase?
It doesn't matter. Lower's fine.
GR D20?
Space 1d20.
1D20.
Okay. Go ahead and mark that.
Okay.
Okay. Silas.
All right.
Almost
How's
dead.
this thing looking? Is it looking a bit rough?
It is looking a bit rough.
Sassy, you have not updated your hit points. You show us live.
I'm working on that currently.
Okay.
All right. Swinging at it. And that's not going to do it.
Again.
Swing at it again. That's probably not going to do it either.
Nope.
Oh, shit.
Both those miss.
All right.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Two claw attacks at you, Silas.
Yep. Nope. Miss and
Oh.
miss. Oh. More. That's what's happening.
Okay, and Suno, your turn.
Right. Okay. I'm going to just use a straight leveled cure wound since I'm right next to Sid. Alive.
Yay, 11 hit points.
And then I'm going to direct my spiritual weapon to attack since it's still right next to that creature.
Mm-hmm.
Now, please. Maybe. Let's see.
One, two. Yeah, that'll hit.
Well,
How much
you can
damage?
do it. I'm clicking on the click. It didn't not do anything. All right, I guess roll it off the sheet. Delete.
And you strike that one down.
Good. Another one down.
Another one bites the dust.
Look at it.
Okay.
Well, I guess at least it didn't stay to finish you off. Whatever it was, that was went after.
Ugh.
We should help Sassy. There's another creature. It was not looking good. Set for Sassy.
Okay.
Okay. You're all done, Insuno? Okay,
That's
Sid.
my action and bonus action.
We're at the bottom of a hill and we need to get to the top of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it's 20 feet up?
20 feet up.
I don't know how we're gonna get up there.
I know how I'm getting up there.
I'm glad. I'm gonna spend half of my movement to stand up. Oh shit, I don't really have a way of getting up there. From when we were exploring earlier, further over here, it like looped around and went up, right?
Yes. You think you realize that this is a channel that runs to that water.
I look at Ensuno and I say, "Can you get me up there, or do I need to go around?"
I can get myself up there. I can't get you up there with me, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine. If I move far enough this direction, can I spot the top of this thing's head? Theoretically.
It's prone, so I'm gonna say no.
Well, I don't really have many options of where I can go. Now, because I'm an Earth Genasi, difficult terrain
You
doesn't
ignore it.
affect me.
Yep.
So I can move through my own shit, and I have 15 movement left.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
Are any of these... Is there anywhere that I could go up that is only 10 feet up?
No.
No. Okay. Well... I'm gonna go here, and I am going... God, I don't have any other actions. So... Gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself. I don't know why it popped in there twice, but it did. So I now have 5 temporary hit points. And I have, that's first level, so I get 2 points on my Abjuration Shield.
Cool.
And that is my turn. Since I have nothing else I can do. Thank you for saving me.
Okay, Silas. as it comes to its turn, the one standing over Sassy, you kind of like, it kind of like pops its head up and kind of like pays attention, and then it stands up and then begins to move away from you.
Okay. Seems to be retreating, guys.
Sassy, go ahead and make a
Can we
roll.
even hurt that one?
Okay. I will make a roll. Uno momento. Come here, Red. This looks so fiery and angry. Okay, let me remember how to do this. Slash GR. Nope, I'm not typing anything. Slash GR space 1d20.
Yep.
1d20.
Okay,
Okay.
mark it.
All right.
Okay, Silas.
All right. I will run over here. And not sure if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna lay on him.
Okay, it'll work.
Okay.
How many points you putting in?
Let's see. I will give her 7.
7. Okay, you can heal yourself 7 points, Sassy.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll kind of like wake up with a jolt, and I'll turn to you and I'll say, "Thank you for awakening me. Feel free to use my body as a shield."
Okay.
And yeah, and then she'll just, kind of like get her sensors working.
So it's running away. Ta-da. That's my action. Let's see.
It's so angry.
That's my turn.
Okay. And Suno?
Alright. I'm going to finish off my second level slots with a bonus action Misty Step. Here. Boom. Around. Sassy look okay? She's no longer.
I'm twitching, but I'm good. There's a couple
Fine.
of sparks flying off me, but I'm up.
She forgot to update her health bar.
Oh,
on the-
no,
I got it
I-
for you.
No, I was on it and everything. I just didn't click save settings.
Oh, you're fine.
It's the
Oh,
same
I see the
thing with me
creature.
and pressing send on messages.
Note the creature looks pretty much unharmed and it's fleeing.
Yeah, it appears to have taken its leave.
Look at the other two. Are we chasing it? Question mark.
I mean, I got my ass almost kicked, so, and where's the other guy?
I can't do that. Sid's just below. Yeah. I will not worry about
the
chasing
other
it.
guy.
Oh, I don't know. On.
They might be regrouping.
All right. Sid, we're currently out of danger. Careful coming around. We'll just stop here and sort of keep an eyeball on Sid looking down.
Yeah, I have a question about. So, I have my genie ring. Now, I wouldn't necessarily be the one wearing it because when I have the ability to bamf myself into it, but if I bamf myself into it while I'm wearing it, it would just drop to the ground. So she wouldn't be the one wearing it. She would have handed it off to somebody else in the party to hold on to. Does that logically make sense, DM? Seeing as our characters have been like cooperating, working together for years at this point.
I think so. I mean,
roll a D100 for me.
Okay. What the actual fuck?
Oh my god.
it's just low.
So I'm a level 10 cleric using divine intervention, right? That's what's going on right now. God damn.
Sorry. I'm gonna say just simply because that it dawns on you at this moment that shit, I should have given this to someone else.
Yeah.
So that's a conversation you can have as soon as you regroup with your friends.
Okay.
Sid, I have rope. Well, you could just scale up this way if you want.
I might just do that. I mean, while I'm down here, if my character is under the impression that we're out of combat, I am gonna step over. That's 20 feet. I don't see anything that direction at this point.
At this point, no. I'm just gonna say we're out of combat, and the creature has fled to the north.
Yeah. At that point, I'll come back over here, and if they lower a rope down, I'll climb up the rope, and it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I've got the strength for it.
Just for fun and flavoring, when you get up here, Sassy is still talking about a way to get you up without requiring rope. No, she's like, oh, but if we get a wide enough gust of wind, then surely we will be able to propel her up. She just...
You do realize that I weigh like a boulder, right?
She'd try it.
Try it.
Yeah.
I assume eventually I make it up. DM, are you gonna make me roll?
Yeah, I'll say, basically the three of them could have you tie the rope and they hoist you up, kind of thing. Worst case scenario, like you'll get up.
Cool. At this point, I relay, hey, by the way, I have this ring. One of you should hold on to it, because if I'm holding on to it and I bamf into it, bad shit happens. It falls. So, who wants to hold my ring for me?
I mean, it's your ring. You probably should choose who you want to hold it.
I will hold the drip, as my father calls it.
Amazing. Absolutely. I'll hand it off to Sassy, because that joke was hilarious, and I loved it.
Yay! Yay!
It also is good because you have healing magic, which means if I bamf to you and then pop back out, you can heal me. I don't necessarily need it right now.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you. Actually, I think you were probably looking more beat up than I am, but I feel like shit.
Ow.
Shall we take on the bodies and get the hell out of here for now?
I think that, yeah, we also... We might want to wait until we're confident they've cleared out. Because if we head to the entrance and they're still at the entrance, it's going to be another fight. And I don't have rope trick at the moment, so I can't rope trick us until after a short rest, ironically. Because I can do arcane recovery and I'll get a 2nd level spell back, but we have to take a short rest for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just start healing you guys because I have healing.
And I have slots for healing. Not
Yeah,
really an
it's-
issue. But let's see. Sassy, you really look like you need healing. Let's...
Okay. While you guys heal, I'm gonna go run and have a bio break real quick.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Are we taking a short rest, everyone?
I mean,
I'm good with a short rest.
Cool. I'm gonna take a short rest because the DM didn't say no. Haha.
yeah, if we're gonna do it that way, I'll save the slots.
Okay.
And let's just take a short rest.
Oh, this is gonna be so cool. Made a really cute rat dice tower today. I like it. Wow.
Sweet.
Not necessarily made. I painted one.
Did I seriously just roll double 6s on my healing? That's pretty fucking sexy. I also got a really good on my warlock die too.
That's
Good.
pretty. Mando. Mando. No. Mando, I love you. You got a really wet mouth, kid. Have you drunk water recently?
Lol. What a sentence.
Sorry.
Nah, it's great. It's hilarious.
Just
You got a really wet mouth. Have you tried water?
Exactly.
have you
Okay, I'm back.
It reminds me of the "How dry do you want it" video.
You guys taking a rest?
Yeah, short rest.
Rest.
Okay. Okay. Are you just staying where you are for the short rest?
Mm. Yep.
I mean, yeah. It's about as safe as anywhere else we have at the moment.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, so you guys have your short rest. It actually goes by uninterrupted.
Yay.
You guys are on edge, keeping an eye out for possible return of whoever that masked figure was and the creature.
Sid is gonna take some time during their short rest to draw what she remembers of the mask.
Okay.
Also, my cat has the zoomies, so if you hear noises, that's probably what's going on.
Fine.
Sassy, did you take a short rest? Oh, good.
I am now at 32.
Okay, what are you guys doing now that your short rest is over?
was just checking my armor bag if this actually would wear off at the end of the hour.
Okay, you casting it again?
No, that was me.
Checking.
I was just checking the time frame on it. It lasts an hour, so. Hey, I have a 2nd level spell back. Woohoo! For my arcane recovery. Woohoo!
This is looking good.
Right. Do we grab a body and head out, or do we want to see if we can find other creatures? What do you want to do?
I would like to possibly investigate further into the cave, but I am very low on magic for the rest of the day. Perhaps leaving and coming back after a long rest. But further down in that cave, there was some stuff in that, it's basically south of us, that I saw through my familiar's eyes. It might be worth going down. I don't think there's anything hostile down there, since they already left. It might be worth going to check before we leave.
Well, there's something over here. Just want to sort of take a look at this. I don't know if this goes anywhere. Is this like a barrier?
No,
Oops,
it's
I
a
just-
support beam.
Okay. So just sort of wade. Wee. Yeah, more support beams. Hello. Good luck.
I'm gonna take your radius off because you don't have
Yeah,
that
take
up
it
anymore.
off. It's gone.
The others staying behind, or are they?
Yeah, I'm wondering, is like, hey guys, are you coming with?
Yeah. One moment.
Looks like it dead ends here.
Them's collapse. Mine track.
Interesting. Down that way? Okay. Hold on. Come with. This way. Seems to be a lot of little boxes and stuff.
Yeah, I was saying, is this a storage area?
They're all empty crates.
See crates. Okay.
They look like they've been here a while.
This a desk and ward.
Kind of like the mine foreman's desk, maybe.
Is there any notes on the desk?
No, it's a lot of like old, unused paper.
All right.
I don't know.
Oh, look
where
at this, a
you
little
are.
switching station on the tracks. It's
Oh.
interesting.
They went this way.
I can't. Yep, you're going too fast. I can't see anything.
Okay, I'm gonna drop you here, and I'm gonna bring everyone here. Center it.
No, I just stopped moving. There we go.
I see you.
My screen was moving without me.
That was me.
No, I meant the hand bar was
Oh,
stuck.
Does the
No.
turntable work? Is there a switch nearby?
Oh my gosh.
You seen
it's
any
still
carts?
There's a cart right here.
Oh, hey, you're right.
it looks like it's all in disrepair. This mine seems to have been abandoned for several years.
That's unfortunate. I was thinking of a roller coaster ride, guys.
Yeah,
going. I can't
an adventure to get out of here.
move my character.
Can't move
Won't
yourself.
let me. Yeah.
Try again.
Won't let me. I can move. Yeah. Nope.
Weird.
It's being weird.
Go ahead and drop a new one. Oh, there you go.
No, I am not moving.
Right here,
Yeah,
Sassy.
It won't let me move. It's moving my whole screen.
we're about to.
If you right click on the map
no.
somewhere and then try and click and drag your character, just like one quick right click. Sometimes I find
Oh
if
my
I right,
God.
did it work?
Yeah, that.
Sometimes if you right click and drag off the screen too far, it screws it up and you basically have to reset it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I gotta refind everyone.
We just follow the tracks.
Yeah.
It's up here.
What are these? Are these like
Those are like
chasm?
pools of like mineral water, basically.
Interesting.
Does this look in disrepair as well?
A bit, yeah.
Is the
But
mineral
elevator?
water sellable?
It's not that kind of mineral water. There's just like it's like water with a lot of like mineral sediment in it.
Okay, correction. Does Sassy believe her party could get high off of it?
No.
Okay, not useful.
Good times. What's in
There's a small crack that's leading this here.
here? Find something?
If it's
I
is
think
it
that's,
move earthable?
I don't know that
You
we can
can
get through there.
squeeze in there if you would like.
Yay.
I'm gonna try and squeeze in there.
There,
I'm
go for it.
following.
We'll be prepared to pull you out if you get stuck.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a
Hmm.
little side thingy here. Yeah, that's nothing. I see you behind us.
Is this like a platform in the middle of the room?
It is a little pedestal.
Can I make a quick
Let's do-
arcana check?
Oh, hello. Who's this? What did you discover?
Whoa!
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, no.
Ah, balls.
I'll make one.
It's pretty par for the
Use
course
your,
of how I've been playing lately.
Hold on. Give me
Hey.
some guidance. Oh, you don't need guidance.
Um,
Maybe
this appears to have been some kind of arcane cell of some kind to store and lock away something. That design continues all over the whole room, except for the corner where the break happened.
So, can I assume that whatever it was got out?
Yes, because there's nothing in here.
Okay. This was a containment facility.
Interesting.
You think it was containing whatever was on this pedestal?
I assume so. Wait, can I? What?
Yeah.
That's a great question, actually. Do I infer that's what?
You would
Can I make
probably
it-
assume. You would probably assume that's.
Does the pedestal look to be the right size and shape to hold, say, I don't know, a fancy mask?
It could.
Can I roll to see if I think that it...
The
that the mask-
pedestal's definitely big enough that it could have held a mask. It probably could have held something larger though, as well.
Oh, gotcha.
Now, does it look like a break from the inside or the outside?
It looks like a break from the outside.
Hmm.
And go ahead and make a nature check.
Nature check.
Does it look like they were mining and accidentally stumbled upon this?
Oops. Might be on the pedestal.
Anybody else gonna make a nature check, or just?
I'll roll.
Hold on.
Um,
Nature check.
nature. I'll make a nature check too. Wow, that's a really good nature check. Mine is.
Okay.
Real shit.
Everybody who got over a 12 or higher, you notice that at the very end of this hallway where the break happened, it is freshly mined.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
As in the last month. Whereas the rest of the mine is covered in like growth and sediment and stuff because it's been shut down for probably about a year or two.
When we were talking to the locals, how long did they said the mine has been, how long has bad shit been happening here?
They said it's pretty recent.
Yep.
Yep, that tracks.
CP Sid.
CP Sid. Do we? I don't have detect magic. The hell kind of Can I ritual cast identify on the rune work in the room? And I might add, I am an abjuration specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Unless anyone has objections to me spending 10 minutes magically ritually casting.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So as you cast it, you realize that what Sassy said was correct. It is a containment spell.
Okay. And does it give any indication of what it was containing, or any like specific parameters that would be interesting or clue me in on what could have been in here? If it's like abjure against divine or abjure against demonic or etc.
It was kind of a containment field that, from what you can tell, prevented passage of time inside.
Okay.
And it also prevented, basically it was a keep whatever's in.
Okay. So, if it was do I get the feeling it was something alive or like an artifact? Can I at least glean that much?
Nope.
Can't glean that much. I relay to the party that I cannot glean if it was something that was alive or if it was something that was an artifact. Is there anything organic in the room at all, though?
No. Not at the moment.
Okay. I also relate. If there's nothing organic in the room, the chances of it being something alive seems slimmer than it being an artifact, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. Shall we continue exploring? We still haven't gone down to that mushroom area that I saw earlier. And I'd like to get a sample of those mushrooms, at the very least.
Okay.
So, a mushroom area?
Yeah, down inside that chasm that all the monsters came out of. And the dude with the mask. There were a bunch of fungus. Fungal growth. Fungus among us.
Yeah, and beyond here is just more mine shafts that end in usual collapses and stuff.
This was that control area we found earlier.
My father was particularly fond of mushrooms.
Going south. Okay. What's the rest of the party?
I don't know where you went, but I just exited the room and I'm headed back the way we came.
Silas is at the bridge all the way across the map.
Silas made a big mad dash.
I'm following the track.
They said fungus. I'm thinking party fun. Mandatory fun, right?
Mandatory fun. That is what we are.
Very good, you've caught up with me.
Yeah.
You ran this way.
So, back to here. This is south of here in the chasm is. That's right, you went around. How did you get down there?
I mean,
all the way
it's
down?
a dead end. I gotta drop down if I go.
Oh, you're on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys
got
see
rope.
the water on this side of the bridge, and you recognize this area as the area you ascended.
Gotcha. So if we got back to there, it would let us down.
You could walk around, yes.
Okay. Now we could do that. Ooh.
My cat scream.
Woman sassy.
Oh, I see. It turns into
See something?
a system.
I'm gonna pull out my drift
Mando?
globe and have it out as a light source. Not the daylight, not the big spell, but the little spell.
Okay.
I'm sorry he's not home, Mando. He's at Grandma's.
Kitty want food?
He wants Gavin.
My kitty wants food. My kitty is just screaming.
Oh, this is the area you're talking about.
You miss him?
You notice that this fungus doesn't look like a normal fungus. It's kind of glowing purple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does it have a similar purple glow to the creatures we were fighting?
It's similar, yes.
So we definitely need to take very, very carefully take
Yes.
samples.
Sassy, you want to take some samples?
Yes, I will take the samples. Do they put these in the doobies?
we'll have to find out.
We'll have to test it first.
It's pretty dense back here.
This is about where I was, give or
Still.
take, when my familiar, whom I am naming Pebble, was in this area when they
keep
were
going back.
disapparated.
Oh, what is that?
See something?
Yeah, looks like a statue.
Statue.
Oh, we love those.
It is a statue.
Look
And
at it.
Holding a barrel?
it's a hooded character, a hooded figure.
History check.
Holding a bowl, and his face is covered in one of the same masks, but it's carved of stone. That the gentleman was wearing. And you notice that these things on the side here are like eggshells.
No, thank you. How big
Um,
eggshells are they?
Do they look like they could have housed the critters we just fought?
They're purpley and kind of have like a crystally, minerally look.
No.
We should definitely take. If we don't know the substance the eggshell is made of, we should take them with us. Also, samples of the. Can I roll Arcana and/or Nature for anything, either the mushrooms or the statue or the? I mean, there's a lot to roll on right now.
There's a lot to investigate.
As you're down here, you feel that magic is slowly drifting away towards the mushrooms and towards the shell, as if they're drawing in magic.
Interesting.
Can I? If I cast prestidigitation on one of the mushrooms, does it react at all?
What are you doing with it?
Well, let's see. I'm gonna just slightly... I'm gonna do flavor. I'm gonna change the flavor of it. Because that shouldn't in any way damage or harm it, but it's basically releasing spell energy into it.
You feel as if it's sucked in. Like, you feel it release easier than normal. Like, when you're casting a spell, you feel it almost feels like it's pulled out of your hand.
Interesting.
Like something eagerly is drawing it in.
We definitely need to keep sample of this and take it back for study, because if this can create some sort of either anti-magic or magic absorption, the Abjuration Wizard really wants to study it.
Let's stuff it in a bag.
Yeah.
A bag.
In fact, I have inside my robe of useful things, I have much pouch and pocket. Let's see, what do I have here? Meow. Meow. Yeah, I'm gonna pull one of the sacks out of the robe and add some purple magic glowy mushrooms. Purple magic glowy mushrooms.
And grabbing some eggshells too.
And we should take some eggshells, and can we roll to see anything about the statue and mask combo?
There's the statue, it's all carved, the whole thing. Inside the bowl that is sitting in his hands, there appears to be a liquid that is glowing purple.
Y'all want me to identify?
Sure. I mean, I can identify too. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start casting Identify on the... I'm gonna start with identifying the statue, and depending on what that gives me, we'll see if I need to identify the liquid.
Okay. You cast Identify on the statue. It is non-magical.
Okay. I guess I could have done an Arcana check to test that first, but okay. I will see if there's anything magical about the purple glowy liquid.
Okay.
I would think so.
Does Identify require touch?
Let me check the specific
Good
word.
question.
I believe it does.
I believe so too.
Where's my... It does.
It does. Okay. So you begin casting Identify.
Must touch throughout the casting of the
Throughout
spell.
the casting, okay.
Would you allow me to have put a small amount of it into a vial and have it casting it into the vial, or do I actually have to physically touch the liquid? Like, how would I identify a potion? Do I have to physically touch the liquid, or would I be able to identify it through the bottle?
I'm trying to think.
Because we definitely would have spare vials on us.
Yeah.
What, Cat? Did you lose your toy already?
I feel like identifying a potion, you probably can touch it. Because you could do the finger over the hole during the casting. And, like, smelling it, tasting it, things like that.
Okay.
To identify. So I'm going to say yes, you do have to touch it.
Okay. That's
you
fine
can
with
you
me.
can put it in a vial if you want.
Yeah, I mean, we would want to take some with us anyway, so we would have collected a sample or two. and then I would identify one of those samples.
Okay. So, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to get. You're trying to avoid touching them while you're collecting a vial, right?
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't want to get it on my hand if I could avoid it.
Okay. We'll say with that 11, you managed to do it. You're very close. Okay. And then you're going to cast Identify?
Yep.
Okay. Give me just a second here.
What?
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Ah!
6.
6.
Okay. Do you want me to start counting low or high first?
Oh, great.
Let's say low.
Low. Okay.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Shall we?
So you begin casting Identify. You touch the potion at some point during it or the liquid at some point during it to identify it.
Yep.
And while you're channeling the magic, as soon as the liquid touches your finger, you feel it siphon the magic out of your head. And because of your roll, you lose your second level spell slot for the day.
Yep. That kind of makes sense.
You do kind of begin to identify the item, but it ends it when you are officially touching it.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting something like magic. It's related to magic and devouring.
Ooh.
Is what it started to come to you as before everything happened.
Right. Then I actually experienced it devouring my magic.
Yes.
Yeah, I will relay to everybody, do not touch this stuff. It will devour your magic. This is very uncomfortable and I don't like it at all. We should definitely not leave any here. I suspect it is a distillate of the mushrooms here. So we definitely need to collect some of the mushrooms carefully. I don't know about these eggs. We're collecting those. This place gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I don't want to be here any longer than we have to be.
Okay. So you're gonna gather some mushrooms, and are you gonna dump the liquid out?
As much liquid as we can take with us, I think we should. And honestly, I have how much liquid how much would we need? Because if I need to put it in my water skin to get it out of here, I don't want to leave it, and I don't necessarily want to dump it into the ground.
Right.
Okay. 2 water skins would probably take it all.
Anybody willing to offer up a water skin? I'll buy you a new one when we get home.
Wait, before anyone else gives up a water skin, I'm going to see if I have one, and if I have one, I will give it because I don't necessarily need water.
Oh.
Wow.
Fair point. I do have a water skin, so don't mind buying a new one.
Okay, I don't have a water skin. Never mind.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
have a pot.
Do you have a pot?
Oh wait,
Two.
I like my pot.
Yeah. Let's not absorb the magic out of your pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to do it again.
Like every
Reinfuse it.
day.
Here's just a regular run-of-the-mill water skin. Nothing magical about it.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, we'll collect all of the liquid that we can.
Roll me one more sleight of hand check.
I was actually going to say, can I get some assistance with people now that we're being extra careful not to physically touch it?
Yeah.
Is anyone proficient in sleight of hand?
I am.
Can we at least get a guidance cantrip?
Yes.
So, Sassy is proficient, so she can aid. So I will say yes, you can have advantage.
Yay! And then also a guidance, yes.
It didn't
Well,
actually-
that advantage definitely helped. 11.
11. Okay. Yeah. No. It's very rough. Now that you know what it does, you're extremely nervous about it.
I
And-
am.
And it takes a while to get it all in there.
Right?
But yes, you do manage to collect basically all of it until there's like pretty much it's impossible to get the rest with what you have.
I mean, yeah, like, you can't scrape the bottom of the soup bowl
with a full spoon.
with a full spoon.
Feel this stuff might have been holding a. Oh wait,
What?
wrong
A Horcrux?
universe. Wrong universe.
Oh god. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So we've collected everything here. Other people take control now. Your turns.
And harvest a bunch of mushrooms.
Harvest the mushrooms.
So put them in a sack.
So is are you feeling all right there?
I'm exhausted and I feel like I've lost some magic for the day.
I'm a little nervous that the creature and the individual, never came back around. We've been in here quite a while.
Yeah.
I think we were just in their way to.
Yeah. I want to get as clear of a drawing sketch of the mask on the statue as possible.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I will straight up trace it.
So, is it a correct assumption to only let our enemies smoke these mushrooms?
Probably a good plan for now, until we know what all they can do.
Interesting.
I have to say, having magic forcefully removed from my body is definitely not my favorite sensation. Hi, kitty.
Okay. I assume you guys are heading out now.
Yeah, unless Team has anything else they want to do while we're here. Are you going to make us actually move our tokens all the way back across the map?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So you guys exit back out of the mine and head back to town. I'm gonna drop you guys on the world map now.
Okay.
I want to grab a body too of one of the creatures.
Yes.
We can
Yes.
find it.
If we can haul one of the monster bodies out.
Yeah, you guys can do that together.
Yeah.
So you guys get back to town, hauling the dead monster, and the town folks are all kind of just like absolutely terrified when they see it. And your professor, who came out with you, hears the commotion and exits out of the tavern and approaches because like, so how was your mission? Were you guys successful?
Well, we gathered some information. We defeated a few monsters, though one plus a humanoid individual escaped. So we're not done, but we've made progress.
Okay.
These are a little bit safer. We also found
He begins like poking and prodding the creature. He's like, I've never seen anything.
mushrooms
You said
and
mushrooms?
a magical liquid that seems to drain magic away.
He kind of like looks over and is like,
We show him the mushrooms and the liquid.
Yeah. I think maybe I
Seems
would
to be related to
suggest
these creatures.
I would suggest that we have that conversation in private. I wouldn't be pulling these objects out in the middle of town. But like maybe in the inn, like in a room at the inn.
he'll kind of look over at them and he'll be like, those are mage slayers.
The mushrooms? That would
Yes.
explain
Um,
some things. That cavern is full of them.
did you
Yes.
destroy them?
No, but that's definitely...
You can go back and do that.
Well, like I said, we're definitely not done here.
That is yes, they need to be destroyed.
It seems that they were presumably the individual that was down there was creating this, and I'll show off a vial of the potion. I attempted the identify ritual on it, and as soon as I touched it, it sucked magic out of me and broke my spell. So, definitely not something we want to touch.
I guess. That is probably distilled mage slayer by the looks of it. Why was he crafting it? What was his purpose? And this creature here, you said it was in the mines with him?
It was, and when we used magic against the creatures, it's like it lashed the magic back at us.
Magic rebounded.
I suspect they were either feeding off of or have been fed the distillate of those mushrooms. The person in the mask, and I will show the image of the mask I've drawn. This is what the mask looked like, and they had this strange purple aura, and the dagger they... 2 swings from a dagger dropped me. My character would understand what psychic damage is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She will explain that it was psychic damage, but in
Attacking your
universe words. It attacked me, it ripped at my mind instead of my body, and it dropped me almost instantly.
Ah, emotional damage.
Say the
Oh, I was not ready for that.
I am so pleased with myself
Oh,
tonight.
that was so funny.
Okay.
Oh, that was
I'll be like, I'll take the distilled liquid, and he'll take all the mushrooms you guys have and he'll throw them in the fire.
Alright.
okay. I mean, yeah, you don't want that spreading. We also have
we need to go
these
destroy the
eggshells.
rest.
Oh, absolutely. Low on magic at the moment, but yes.
You don't destroy them with magic. That doesn't
I
work.
mean, see, magic is kind of my go-to. So that's yeah.
We understand we shouldn't be using magic, but I think we need some time to recover from our ordeal, and then we'll be prepared to go back and clear the mines properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find any of the missing individuals?
We didn't
Oh.
find the only humanoid that we found was the one that attacked us.
Also found
we weren't able to clear the entire mines though.
I tell Sid you should tell him about the chamber that we found.
Oh, yeah, and I'll describe the chamber with basically the time capsule chamber. I will describe. I will probably have jotted down in my book the different runes that I saw and all the information from the identify spell and everything like that.
Okay.
I will share with them.
Okay, he'll be like, sounds to me like they were containing something.
Indeed. There
I
was not any
wonder- I wonder
no
if
organic matter.
Yeah. I wonder if it was a sample of Mage Slayer fungus, because it hasn't been around. It's been more or less expunged from existence for the last while. For last.
There's a good patch of it growing there.
There's quite a bit.
He'll be like, you four rest. I'm going to go deal with the Mage Slayer. We can't leave it unoccupied. If it spreads, it could be very, very dangerous.
Be careful.
Maybe we should go with you.
Do we need to decontaminate? As we might be covered in the.
I immediately pressed to digitate all of the. Out of character, I realized that magic shenanigan, blah blah blah. That does not change the fact that she would immediately press to digitate to clean all of them instantly.
As you do, you watch as little purple mushrooms spring up all over your bodies.
Fuck.
Mostly on your clothes.
Ooh.
And he's
Guess
like,
we need to swap for some new clothes.
he's like, burn them now. I'll get you new.
Yeah. Sassy immediately strips down, full
They
naked,
are
throws all of her clothes in the garbage, except for
so
gloves, which are magic.
colorful.
Well, this is an orgy.
Look, Sassy doesn't give a fuck about being naked.
She's just looking at you guys, nodding, slowly taking notes,
Sassy's
and
just
like a notepad built into her forearm. She's just
so funny.
ah, interesting. And you are of usual nature for your species, yes?
I don't know if
Interesting.
usual. I'm a bit of a chunker.
Anomaly.
Sid is very curvy. Sid is, you know those like fertility statues? She's borderline fertility statue.
Ah, you are what my father refers to as a thick girl.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oh,
He referred to it as cake.
That shouldn't be as funny, but it is.
Okay. So you guys
Let's see now.
throw your clothes into the fire, watch them burn, and he supplies you all with a new set of robes, basically. And he'll
Yay.
be like, "You remain here. I will go deal with it."
Okay.
And he immediately, like without hesitation, just takes off out of the room.
Yeah. I'm glad that we determined that the clothing needed to be burned. That was very, very important.
Yeah, that was gonna be fun.
Mm.
When you
I
guys
was like,
said
prestidigitate.
when you guys said you were digging around in the mushrooms and harvesting, I was like, oh boy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. So he's gone for probably a couple hours. When he returns, he's like, "Well, I found the dead.
Oh,
Uh,
where were they?
they were underneath the mushrooms,
Oh,
Ah.
they were feeding the mushrooms.
which
That would
explains
make sense.
why the most powerful mages were taken first. Someone was cultivating a garden of them.
Anti-magic mushrooms.
Not the good kind.
Good thing I didn't eat one.
Yeah.
Thinking about eating
Really
it?
glad we decided not to smoke them. I don't say that in front of the teacher.
And he's like, Well, the mine's been cleared, the dead have been recovered, and your mission's complete. Let's head back to the school.
Still worried
Right.
about the individual that got away.
I'll make a report on it and make sure it's submitted to the head of the Knights.
There's a very good chance that whoever that was still has samples of the spores, and I doubt that's the last time we're going to be seeing those mushrooms.
I very much doubt that too.
Hey, Sassy. You know how to
Yeah.
make fungicide by chance?
Ooh, good idea.
What aside?
Pesticide that
Fungicide.
kills funguses. Or it's just, yeah, fungi.
I believe that is in my databanks.
I will.
The
teacher
teacher
mention.
the teacher goes, alchemist fire,
Yep.
the best kind for mage slayer.
I
Fire.
yes, you fire. I suspect we're going to be manufacturing some of that soon, Sass. I say as I pat you on the back.
It's gonna be probably a mandatory carry with you for all nights for a while.
Mm-hmm. Back to school, I suppose.
Though they have a very worried look on their face, and
Yeah.
they're like yes. Back we go, and they'll cast the spell to take y'all back.
Yay, we made it.
And you guys are back to school.
Yeah.
In the private quarters of our room, I will turn to everyone and I will go, if we had kept samples, we could have sold them for a very high cost, possibly making a useful weapon against future enemies.
It's true, but any weapon we create could be turned against us, and that stuff is not to be trifled with.
That's a shame. I'm going to look for more dankweed.
You know what? I'm gonna come with you.
There we go. Okay. At this point, guys, we're going to do a time skip to the end of to the start of the next school year.
Yay!
You
Does
guys
that mean
will
we
get
level
a
up?
level up. Yep.
Hello.
And I think we'll call it here for the night because I'm pretty sure Silas has to work in the morning. Correct.
I get Eldritch Invocations! Yay!
And yeah, and we'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching
All right.
YouTube.